Oh, hey, welcome to another one. Virtual water cooler live. I don't think I've gone live in Facebook. For some reason, it doesn't connect it to the video source. So I may have to do something after the fact, but I'm not going to sweat it. If you're here on LinkedIn, us. I was going to talk about this guy, but he's just joined me he's just joined in the green room. So he's up. It's my 10:30 in Jamaica. My apologies. I put it up at 4:30, 4:30 my time, which would have been 11:30 in the UK, and 12:30 for Mr. Osaki. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Or in my terms, konbanwa. Well, it's midnight 30 here, so technically I could say good morning or good night. But I'll just say salutations. avoid the
salutations. That works.
I don't want to give the wrong, for lack of better words, the wrong gender identity to my greeting in terms of night or day. It's like the equivalent there. But how are you doing?
It's a different gender.
Right? I guess, morning
I'm doing great.
or night.
I'm doing
great. I gotta
great.
give it, if you just say salutations, it's like the they them pronouns of the time of day. You're not assuming that it's day or night. You're just assuming that it is. I don't know.
Salutations are wherever you
can say
that works. Salutations to those.
Well, how do you greet people in Jamaica? Do you say hello or howdy? Or
Wagwan.
I doubt you say howdy. I doubt it, to be honest.
I doubt you say howdy. You don't say no. Well, actually, it's a bit of an older term, but howdy is a salutation here. I've heard it's an older term. People usually say wagwan, which is what's going.
Well, one of my pet peeves is technically howdy is short for how are you doing. So I hate because when I say howdy, most people will say howdy back or hello. But there are some people who will just say I'm doing well.
They don't answer the question.
Howdy. And I'm like, I wasn't. Yes, but no.
I was greeting you.
Right. But I didn't want to know about your day.
Well, yeah, the abbreviation.
Well, I understand what it stands for.
You don't know me like that.
You know that I wasn't using it for that. I know I wasn't using it for that.
Yes. Yeah, it wasn't an abbreviation. So there you go. This feels like a part 2 of our marathon.
Part 2, yeah, marathon. You have ran many
podcast chat. It was. There you go.
It's good. It's doing well.
I listened to it last night.
It's a very high performing episode.
Oh,
your mother has commentary.
She liked it. She liked it.
Good. You're good.
As commentary, I shared the reel with her, and then she said, "Well, where's the rest of the show? Where's the rest of it?" Because this just keeps repeating.
That was the intention when I made the intro reel. That was the intention that it would interest people when I spoke Japanese and you spoke Jamaican, and I realized I was talking to Camille about the Jamaican accent, and I was like, the only reference point I have is there was a cartoon show called The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and the Grim Reaper was Jamaican for some reason, and that was my only reference point of listening to. If I wanted to do the Jamaican accent, I would just hear his voice from the show in my head and then copy that. Because I haven't really encountered a lot of people with a Jamaican accent in my travels so far. And the one
that's interesting. I shared that. Yeah, it's not. I'm not even close to it yet.
So I was gonna say Jamaican.
Don't use me as a reference.
Yeah. I was gonna say you weren't my reference point at all. I was like, no offense, but I was like, But it
I'm
was funny. I
just
had someone who was,
I'm-
I believe, someone who's Jamaican heritage but living in America that I met at an event once. She commented on that reel
mhm.
because Jamaican pride. So you are Jamaican, some people proud,
There you
Steve.
go.
You know,
Yeah.
your
Jamaicans,
mom has the accent.
say that again. Oh, you,
Your mom has the accent, right?
yeah,
Because she moved
yeah,
to Britain and then back. So is it like half and
yeah.
half? It just kind
She,
of randomly changes.
it's,
When she gets mad, it
yeah,
gets more
she
Jamaican.
can
Like it's British
flip
until
into
she's
it.
mad.
Oh, it's British to be polite in new company. If she was,
Hmm.
she would sound a lot more.
She would say
She would
cheerio.
tone the accent down a lot.
She would say cheerio, Mr.
So
Whiskey,
she would say
cheerio.
cheerio.
So I've heard
Oh,
about you. You've left
cheerio.
my
I don't know
son
why.
gobsmacked a time or two.
Um,
Are we debunking British myths right now? Are
Americans
we
pick up the
British
weirdest.
myth debunking?
Yeah, well, it's funny. It's funny because I mean, if you ask a British person to American, they would normally go to Texas, right? They'll do that drawl, or the Southern drawl.
Yes,
They won't necessarily
sir.
pick up a Californian accent or but they'll normally it'll be like a Southern drawl or a Texan because cowboy movies, translated the the fastest or the most American accents. And then Americans want to speak British. They try and mimic some old
It's
Victorian
Tuesday, isn't it?
dictionary.
That's the one I hear all the
Chitty
time.
chitty bang
It's
bang.
Tuesday. Steve, I'm gonna
so
refresh my page because I
so
think we're
I mean,
lagging.
are we lagging? Are we? Okay. I know he froze for a little bit. He's gone. He's coming back. Hey, Annie, if you're around, I'm sorry. It's not 11:30 at night. It's gonna be the regular time. So if you're around, I'll just give a shout out to Annie, see if she's there. Let me stick you back in
Isn't
this.
she
Stick you
in
back in the same
Italy?
corner.
Did she go to Italy this week?
She is. But I posted. I posted I inadvertently posted the event at 4:30 BS, 4:30
Hmm.
EST, which is the wrong time in England. It should have been 4:30 BST, which would have been 10:30 my time, which is now. So it was me putting the right numbers but the wrong zone, as it happens.
We should get rid of
So
time zones. It should
so she
just
said, "Oh, I'm
be
not going to be up at
the whole
11:30
world on one time zone.
on the same time."
And right, and if it's 8
That would,
a.m., why? Then everything is the same time. It's just a different type of daylight.
yeah, yeah. I think we should get. I think no. I think you can't. I think you can't get rid of. You can't get rid of time. You can't get rid of times of the Earth's rotation, but you could get rid of
No, China only
daylight
has one
saving
time zone. If I'm not
because
mistaken, China got rid of all time zones. They have one time zone for a huge span of land. Meanwhile, Russia has over 10 time zones in just one area. But China, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if it's like the afternoon in China, it could
I'm
be
gonna
dark in one
have to.
part and light in the other. That's just noon. It
Yeah,
doesn't. It's no longer the number is no longer associated to a portion of
right.
daylight that is always
Yeah.
consistent. It's whatever the daylight is where you are. So if it's 1700 in
Okay.
America,
I'm gonna
that
fact
has
check
to
you. Right.
be
Right.
maybe. Am I wrong? I thought it was. I thought they
Right.
only had one time
Wow.
zone. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
in college for world geography,
They
so I mean I
officially
know
only
some.
have one. Yeah. Officially uses one time zone across the entire country, or China Standard Time +8. Um, that is bizarre. Okay, then I guess. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't. Yeah,
So I'm just
yeah.
saying it
It
maybe it could
just that
be
was
implemented worldwide.
that would be strange. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then. So it would be. We would be at the same. We would be at the same time. It would be. Let's say we took my time, your time, as it would be
Sure.
12:30 a.m. here.
Hmm.
That would confuse the tar out of me. Difference. Can't. I mean, in time zones, that is. In geographical
Well, yeah. I
spread,
mean, I guess.
me getting to you, it'll take me.
Well, you would just communicate. I guess daylight or nightlight rather than the time. I guess the times are associated with the daylight or nightlight to make it more efficient. But you could also have it where I guess that's just the same as having AM or PM again. So I
24-hour
don't know.
clock.
Right, a 24-hour clock, but you would add daylight or nightlight to it. But I feel like that kind of brings us full circle a little bit, right? Because
But
if
you would
it's midnight 40 right now for you and I, and you say, but for you it would be midnight 40 daylight, and for me it's midnight 40 nightlight because it's nighttime here and it's daytime there. But that brings us
right.
basically back to AM
Yeah.
and
No,
PM,
you would
only it's on a 24-hour
back
clock.
to PM.
But the whole world should be on a
Right. Well, the
24-hour
fact
clock.
that no, doesn't make any difference.
Obviously, I didn't grow up on one. I'm from America.
I
I
say
grew
that
up with
because
AM and PM. But joining the military, you go on military time.
PM.
And it's
Yeah.
just, it makes so much more practical sense. I don't know whoever was like, let's duplicate all the
Right.
times.
It would be.
I mean, why did we do that? That's just confusing. Now I have to ask the question, AM or PM. It just
well,
leaves more room for error. And when you're creating a system, you want to have minimal room for error. Or not room for error. You want minimal possibilities of error.
yes.
You want room to have error.
Of
But you
error.
want minimal
Then
possibilities of creating error.
okay. Then I'm gonna pull on the rope for this time zone thing because it's bizarre and yeah, if we all had, it's interesting. I never knew that such a large landmass had one time.
Yeah, I found out in my
But it's
geography
dictated
class.
by the state. So even if it's even if it's even if you are if it was 600 hours, that could be dawn in one part of China, and that could be the middle of in another part of China.
Right.
Which means that the number doesn't reflect the time of day anymore. So when the sun is at its highest, it's just the time it is. Yeah.
I'm saying we could implement that globally
from nature. I don't know if it would work like globally, only because the first timepieces were sundials. I mean, we track. The only reason we track time is because we rotate and we go around in a cycle. So the sun comes up, the sun goes down. Now, if you have the same number regardless of where the sun is, that's just the number where the sun is.
Right, but the cycle.
And go to me. You would then think about me. You would have breakfast. Right, you would have breakfast at 6 a.m. You'd have breakfast at 600 hours. And when you're having breakfast, I've already been up 5 hours and I'm working in the field. Your 6 is your wake up time. My 6 is my afternoon. That would be crazy. So
Well, you have to
anyway,
do this. This is
that
what we
is,
have to do
I,
is
I'd have to work out how Chinese
when
deal
you reset
with
it,
it.
when you reset it, you start you would start a news cycle,
When
right?
does the
We know
day start? Who's
every 24
yeah,
hours is a cycle, right? And here's the deal. You
a
have to
cycle? Yeah,
stick to one cycle because right now there's technically one side of the world is lagging behind the other because of the way we set things up. I mean,
of
you're
course.
in a different state right now than me for about 12 hours or so, and then or whatever amount of time, and then we're caught up. But if we were going to make it global, we would say that first 24 hours, that's day one, and day one might be partway into the day like night cycle of your side of the country. So your day wouldn't follow
Right,
the daylight and nightlight. It would follow that 24-hour cycle. Or we just split the world into
right,
two time
right.
zones.
So we're
Let's
imposing.
just do two. Let's just split it in two. I mean, that's more manageable, I guess. Steve, you're
Well,
driving
we
bad.
split the world
You're
into two
driving bad over
hemispheres.
there.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a sign. You have a sign in front of your house.
So-
Honk if you love Jesus, or honk if you love podcasts, or something like that. Honk if you want a one-to-one
Ah,
thing.
oh, you
It
can
says
hear that.
honk if
Yeah,
you want
it's
a one-to-one thing.
the, there you go. Anyway, horizontal hemispheres versus vertical hemispheres is interesting because that's easy. That the equator goes around the sun. Whereas if you had a vertical hemisphere, it'd just be weird. Where does it start? Where does it finish? It'll be noon. It'll be high noon. Yeah. Anyway, Um, anyway,
I
what
see
else
you
is going on
changed
in
your
your what else is
setup.
going on in your hemisphere?
I won an award last night, so that was pretty cool. I showed up to a bilingual
Yes,
Toastmasters group,
yes.
and I got an award
Wow.
because it really brings into perspective how people's minds
Because
work.
you're you.
And I mean, I guess I'm the party pooper, so to speak. The one lady who was leading the table topics, she got to pick prompts for us to give improv speeches, which every speech I've ever delivered professionally, I just made up on the spot. I don't do scripted stuff. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, it was just a regular
Right.
Tuesday for me.
You can't make this
Well,
stuff. Yeah, you can't
the
script this stuff.
yeah, yeah. The prompt was about it's rainy season here. It's been raining for like 10 days straight. We got 10 more days of rain. That's why I wear my hat. But it's just ridiculous. And they were asking about rainy days. And they said, give an improv speech. The first person was like, what do you like the most about rainy days? Or what do you like least about rainy days? Or whatever it was. And of course, it was everyone there except for me and two other gentlemen were non-English first language people. So to
Mm.
to articulate an improv speech in a foreign language is not easy. I will definitely give credit to that. It's for some people you can't even improv a speech in your own language, let alone
Yeah.
trying to articulate. But everyone did light
Yes. Yeah.
topics.
Yeah.
Right. But everyone did such a light topic. It was like, oh, I'd like to sit home and drink hot tea, watch a couple of nukes on YouTube, have a biscuit, whatever it was, watch Netflix, poetry. For me, I
Donuts.
went up there and it was super heavy. They said, what is your most memorable rainy day experience? And I said, well, I want to pivot the conversations to my specialty, which is suicide prevention and awareness and mental health. And the truth is that the holidays and rainy seasons are actually two of the biggest rises in suicide and depression that we see. A lot of people have their emotions directly tied to the weather outside. So I talked about checking in on one another, especially during the rainy seasons when we know how it can make people feel, or more importantly, when we don't know how it's affecting them. And I actually shared about how a suicide attempt in high school that I had was stopped because when I went to go kill myself. It was raining out, and so I stayed home because I didn't want to get my socks wet because I wear 4 socks, and that's you get trench foot. And so yeah, I won an award for that speech because it was very meaningful and impactful, but it really had me analyzing myself. Like, is there something wrong with me? Everyone talks about this is what we like to do on a rainy day, or this is that, and I felt like, am I not capable of not being serious, or like I'm such a bad first dinner date kind of guy because I always end up talking about addiction or suicide or stuff. Like that is my passion, and I don't talk about it in the sense to like, you know, maybe that came out wrong, but you understand what I mean, Steve. I'm sure you understand. Like I'm passionate about
Yeah, yeah,
serving,
yeah.
protecting, providing. But a lot of women, I've been on a couple first dates where I made them cry with some of the stories I shared about that stuff, and you don't get a call back. Some of them, it's also been a good filter though. It's been a good filter for finding
What's important?
someone who is of the same mindset, who cares about the same topics, who is on that emotional, mature level, and that spiritual level of being able to handle those kinds of conversations. Because to walk with me in life is not light, because I am a serious person who works in very serious fields of rape, of suicide, of domestic violence. Um, but yeah, I was like, man, why didn't I just say I play on my phone or something, man? Like, I guess because it's not authentic, but it did really make me think about me compared to other people. I mean, I did relate to one guy. He said, "The rain doesn't stop me from going outside. I run outside. I stay hard." I was like, "Oh my goodness, me too. I also run outside." And I was like, "So good. We got two weirdos here." He's like, "I like to hike a mountain in the rain." I was like, "That's my kind of guy."
did
But I won an award,
did
so
you
that's all
did you present it in English?
in English.
Did
Yeah,
you present in
I
English, or
I
did
spoke
you?
plenty of Japanese.
Oh,
Later,
oh,
later,
okay.
what happened is afterwards, some of us stayed behind at the bar, and I got drunk off of Japanese whiskey, and I spoke in anime quotes the entire night in Japanese, and then I went straight from that event while drunk to 3 podcasts. I'm not gonna lie, I guested on multiple shows
Wow,
and had multiple meetings at. So this was throughout the night. So I didn't get home until 2:20 a.m. Then I had a podcast at 4:45. Then I had one at 7. Then I had one at like 9. And then I took a nap today. So I didn't wake up until 1700.
wow,
And then I came here.
wow.
And then I've got another nap before I got another podcast in the morning. The other day I told you, Steve, I was on a show
Yeah.
in Jamaica, in Africa, in the United States, in Japan. I mean, I can't sleep to if I want to be Mr. Worldwide.
That's the worldwide whiskey.
Yeah,
I,
like
I want to pivot back to your award, and I can definitely
thank you.
see how I can definitely see how you would you find it easy to access the stuff that you're passionate about, and you find it easy
Right.
in that area. So that is not necessarily that's not a thing, and it's not like you can't operate on different levels. I mean, you have humor in your pocket too, which allows you to kind of um, bring some levity to something that could be very serious and very sort of down, a downish topic. But yeah, maybe well, you don't need to worry about first dates now that you're engaged, but certainly, yeah, as your dating advisor,
That's
we
your
should go
mistake
through a
right
couple of
there,
topics.
Steve.
Just give a couple of topics that you should ease the first date into. If you want to, if the purpose of the first date is to get a second date, then we should look at the topics that we cover.
And I disagree. The purpose of the first date shouldn't be to get a second date. It should be to discover alignment. Because you can go. I've been on plenty of dates, with the same person, and there was an alignment because you just push that off or ignore that. But
Right.
so what purpose is that? I mean, for me, dating is for partnership and marriage, and you can't have that without alignment. So, but there's plenty of people who
Right.
go on dates and they just talk about Netflix and the one-to-one thing podcast and whatever else they like to talk about on their dates, and it doesn't matter about
That's my
those
podcast.
alignments as long as they're. Yeah, I think the guy I interviewed this morning, the episode came out. I was actually going to send your way to be on your podcast,
Please.
possibly, or vice versa, because I don't know if you saw me promote it on Facebook, but it was relationships versus AI. And if we are using
Ooh.
AI to make more time, that time should be on relationships, but we are actually spending that time trying to just indulge in other people's lives on social medias. And I brought in the words, we have taken what celebrity culture and social media from inspiration to imitation. We are so busy trying to live their lives instead of being inspired by them.
That's a great. That's a great.
I did the mic drop.
Yes. That's a great. That's a great point. Inspiration. We've gone from inspiration. I'm gonna write that one down. Yes. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. The point about. My point about a first date leading to the second date is that while alignment and compatibility are the goals, there almost needs to be. I don't know if all of those, if the decision can be made of a alignment can be determined by the first date. And so that's why part of my point about the first date part of the goal of the first date leading to a second date is that it's part of the journey to find the alignment. And is another interesting, I saw this somewhere, the concept of having multiple dates, same date, or multiple contexts to the single date. So
well, yes,
don't just don't just have a date that says go do things on that date that are in different contexts. So you're actually seeing them, at lunch. You maybe go do a physical activity, you do a hike or a walk, or you do interesting where you maybe go to a drawing lesson or go visit a gallery, and all of that could be context to the same time that you're together. That way you're actually seeing more of whether there's alignment because you're doing more things rather than sort of going to lunch. Okay, can we meet again to go do something else? Do it all in one, or do more things in one date.
I agree 100%. My first date with my ex-fiance was. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're lagging and you're blurry on my screen. I don't know if it's me or you.
Okay.
It's not me, it's you.
All right.
Because I already reloaded it. I left and came back on. So
okay. Yes. My signal isn't the best down here. So although it wasn't bad the other night. So
because you laugh at my jokes,
a little bit.
But I get your laughter like 5 sentences later, and sometimes it looks like you're laughing. I'm like, there was a suicide attempt, and you're like cackling, and I'm like, I'm assuming the laugh was for whatever was before that. It's lagging.
Before on playback, on my screen is what's being streamed. So on the stream it looks okay.
Also, I'm the one
even if you're hearing it. Yes. Yeah, you are the one lagging over here.
Definitely, because you answered my questions about 30 seconds after we.
Oh, okay. Well, you're in the future.
Well, that is true. Although in high school my nickname was, it wasn't that I was in the future, but they said that I was the future.
Okay, what does that mean?
you know what? You're in the past, so you wouldn't understand. Yeah. To quote, because I am
that
very cultured. I am very cultured, Steve. Right? To quote the Black Eyed Peas, "You're so, I'm so 3008. You're so 2000 and late. I got that boom boom pow, that future." I don't know if you know that song.
that is, yeah. There you go. 2008. Yeah, yeah, probably. I don't. Yeah, I don't mind. There's some things I don't mind being late for, and
Well, that's the thing. You can call me
but
for
no. But
dinner. Just don't
congratulations
call me late.
again.
Just don't call me late for dinner. You can call me a lot of things. Just don't call me late for dinner.
That's me. That's right.
But yeah,
So yeah,
Steve, I don't know if
that's
you saw
yeah,
on
kudos.
LinkedIn. Oh, thank you, thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu, kochoraito. But what I was gonna say is, you said, I hope you know what, you did see it because you commented. You said, I hope you didn't finish your speech with a joke, or you said something like that. And did you see my reply to that?
No. What did you say?
I said there's
I'm
two
looking at it
Japanese
now.
women, and they really liked America and American culture. So these two Japanese women dye their hair blonde, and then they walk into a building. You think one of them would have seen it?
Oh yeah, you gotta. That's you sound like a politician now. Whatever question the politician is asked, they answer the one they want to answer. So yeah, even if you're in a culture where their hair is not yellow, they
I
can
made
dye
it
it.
work. I
They
made
can dye
the
it yellow
blonde
and
joke
walk into a
Japanese.
building.
And they do have blonde women in America and Japan, because one of them stuck their finger in my ear at the hair salon. So haircut redo. Shout out. The place is called Haircut Redo, which I think is actually a pretty funny name for a barbershop. Actually, the funniest
Mm.
barbershop that I
They,
saw, it was
they
called "My Mama Should Have Raised Me Better" barbershop.
raised as in, yeah, I was gonna say raised, AZE, like razor, but
Well, you know what, Steve, without
there you
confirming or
go.
denying, it was one of those kinds of barbershops. Like, I went to one. It was like cool cuts with all K's and Z's, like cool cuts. And they tried to put a lightning
Yeah.
bolt in my hair, and I said, "I'm in
Yeah.
the military. You can't do that." At that time, I was still serving, and I was like, "You can't put a lightning bolt." And they were like, "Well, you're a nuclear operator. What if we put a radiation symbol?" I was like, "Hold on, now that might work right there."
Yeah, your radiation warning, radioactive.
Right, right. Well, it's funny because I was actually an electrician's
Well,
mate nuclear
you,
operator. So there's a picture of me. I found a sign that said electrical hazard, and I pointed at it, and I was like, the joke was that I'm an electrical hazard because I'm an electrician's mate nuclear operator. And my roommate said, you can't be an electrician's mate nuclear operator without having a couple wires crossed. So his words, not
there you
mine.
go. Under your hat.
Right, right. The wires are all loose under my hat. They're all, yeah.
There you go. There's definitely a lag because my response to your punchline was definitely 3 or 4
Oh
seconds
no,
late
I'm
there.
gonna. I guess I
But
will
so
leave.
I'll
I'll be the
keep.
bigger person. I'll leave and I'll come back.
Yeah, see if that. Okay, he's gone. See if that works. It may also. It may also be my internet. But yeah, it's great to have this time with whiskey. And um, I am yeah, I'm sorry if Annie if it, and I will have to sort out going live in Facebook another time. But here he is again, and
Watashi wa koku ni imasu.
is that better?
Hi. I don't
Well,
know.
I don't even know how to. I feel. I feel like I'll be taking offense if I try to speak Japanese, not knowing what I'm trying to say. Apart from Mr. Whiskey.
Well, that
Is
was
that
so
good?
funny because the bilingual group, they could not get over the Mr. Whiskey name. And when I ordered whiskey at the bar, it was like the biggest phenomenon they had ever seen in their life. They're like, whiskey, and you are whiskey. And it was like, I was like, man,
Whiskey.
yeah.
It's just a name.
Yep. And then I was
So,
explaining that I'm actually Mr. Saki in Japan, and that was interesting. But yeah, I just spoke in anime quotes all night, so that was pretty awesome because I was with a group.
there you go.
Actually, this is the coolest part. So, Coach Wright, I'm a huge Godzilla fan because I got where is it? I got the Godzilla right there.
Oh,
And the lady
Godzilla
at
right
the
there.
bar, the bar owner, she goes, check this out. Pulls out her phone. She goes, this is my childhood best friend. He lives nearby. He was inside the Shin Godzilla suit. He was one of the people inside of Shin Godzilla during the movie. Would you like to meet him? And I was like, Nani? Honto? Of course. Like, that would be awesome. But here's a better one. Can you get me into Godzilla?
Ooh.
Well,
did you meet him?
You want to know something really funny actually about Godzilla? So I have really impressed Japanese women with my knowledge on Gojira because I don't know, young Japanese women just aren't that big of a Godzilla fan, and I know so much Godzilla stuff about Japanese geography and economic history and all this stuff, and I don't know. I was working out and I was showing off gym pictures, and this one woman says to me like, "Wow, you're real life Godzilla. Look at those biceps." And I was like, "Well, maybe in Japan. I'm certainly not Godzilla in America. I mean, whatever weight class I am." And she was like, "No, you're real life Godzilla." And I couldn't help myself, Steve. So I said, "Yeah, and I've got the whole long radioactive tail as well." And then I can't help myself, Steve. I can't help myself. And they just did the
flashing around.
Yeah. And and there's so many sound effects. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but there's so much drama and exaggeration to the way they express themselves over here, and especially among the young women, but even a lot of like the workers are very flared when they speak. So it's funny because I'll say things like in a deep, nonchalant voice.
That's interesting.
Just so it even more emphasizes in comparison. Steve Wright and I are going to do a boys' trip to Japan. I know. I see you.
Either you and or Yayoi can show me Japan. So
no, I'm not talking to her. No, I'm not talking to her.
Oh dear.
Well, unless she gets Godzilla tattooed on her arm.
Got to lean in here.
Yeah, if she gets Godzilla tattooed on her arm and mine in the word whiskey underneath it, maybe I'll talk to her again. I'll take that as an apology.
Oh, well, we both got ladybugs, right?
I know it keeps me up at night, Steve. I don't sleep sometimes. I'm well aware.
It's okay. Birth twins are allowed to have tattoos.
But she doesn't follow a 12-week year, so really you two aren't the same birthday at all, to be honest, if you actually do the math.
Well, yeah. Well, she wasn't born in China, so I'm sure that the time zone when she was born and when I was born, actually she was she's born in a similar time zone to me. So we're probably pretty close, hours apart in age, which is kind of cool, and that close to me in age. So we can count literally hours between when we showed up on the planet. So that's very,
Yeah,
that's very
speaking of
kind
your
of,
age,
I don't know what that
I had
means,
heard.
because there's going to
I
be a
saw
lot
your
of people.
LinkedIn. I saw on your
You saw
LinkedIn,
my
I think it was an
LinkedIn.
old post. Yeah, an old post talking about age. You were reflecting on how one of your first jobs, you were a waiter at the Last Supper.
Ah, see, there you go. Set you up for. I set you up, and you spike it down.
You strike me
so
as a
on it now.
volleyball player. I could see it. I think you used to play volleyball.
Yeah, I'll give you a set, and you just come up to the net. Give it some of that. There you go. There you go. Yeah, there's still a bit of lag. I shared with quick, because you will get the reference. I shared with my mom Imani's experience around the toenail, the toenail graft experience, because my mom's got very nice toenails. She likes that sort of pedicure, manicure thing going. Actually, I'm going with a pedicure.
Her and Carla Hooker can
So
get their
there
toes
you
done
go.
together with that glass of wine.
Yeah, there you go. That's yes, yeah. She would definitely be up for that. But just getting them kind of nicely done. I
You're
wear
just going for a
more
free
openly
gallery
toed
tour. I see
shoes
what
and
kind of man you
things like
are.
that.
You're going with your mom so you can look at all the other ladies. You know, you got a whole, it's like a buffet. Steve Ray is going to the buffet.
So I shared with Imani's experience and getting paid for a toenail
Wait,
picture.
Steve, I just had a
And
genius
my mom's
idea.
like,
This is good.
man, no one wants
This
to take
could be a book, or this could be a restaurant. You and I, or it could be like a manicure or whatever. Maybe listen, we call it all you can feed, like a all you can feed buffet, like all you can eat, but it's all you can feed.
All you can feed. That's a nice name, actually. That's not a bad name.
All you can feed, the kind of
Let's
establishment to
see,
keep you on your
invitation.
toes.
Yeah, all you could eat. Oh, got a subtext as well. Oh, very nice.
And I'm
Someone
not done
had to
yet, Steve.
Google
I'm not
that.
done. I'm not done. Here we go. One step further. I'm always 7 universes ahead, right? Famous for our locally crafted, fresh sourced toe jam. Not what you think. And wait, I'm not done. Seven universes, Steve.
Toast.
7 universes. We've only gone 3. This is
I
universe
wish you were
4
done.
on our toast. Toe, Toe, oast, our toast with our toe jam. Toast.
Oh,
Toast.
yeah. Now we're just going into this toast. Yes. Now we're just going to any. Yeah, that's fine.
Steve, are you
Anyway,
trying to say we're ankle deep in something?
run.
Are you trying to
run.
say that we are ankle deep in something right now?
Another drop. My mic is on my chest, so I'm not dropping it. But that's great. Actually, I'm gonna, with your permission, gonna cut us short. I normally go for an hour, but I've got this appointment that I need to get ready for, and I need to find into town, which, as I've shared on our podcast chat, time in 11:15, timing in Jamaica. So if you're trying to make an appointment, you definitely have to have a big enough buffer to get you from A to B, so that you don't show up 3 hours late in a different time zone. So
the lag kept us weak because you and I are too strong when we've got our full speed back and forth like a game of tennis. But this was more like badminton. So you know, with that being said, just sayonara.
took a while, yeah.
Sayonara.
Day, Mr. Whiskey. I wish I could say more, and I don't have a joke. But
No,
I'm gonna.
can you
I'm
say
a
goodbye in
dad,
Jamaican?
so
Can you Jamaican farewell?
Yeah, me gone. me gone later.
I'll accept it. I'm not gonna try because I think
That's
it'll be
it.
bad. But thank you, Mom. Yeah.
Right, there you go. But yes, thank you, Mr. Whiskey. Yeah, I will see if I can tighten up some of the tech here to get my. I do need a router, an amplifier. So I don't know if I can get one on the island or wait for my stuff to be shipped. I've got a. It'll get fixed. Thank you again. We'll catch up soon. Oh, send me the stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right.